Hello everybody, I'm actually in Vietnam, exactly at Mai Cho. It was the Lunar New Year recently, so in Vietnamese it's Tet, if the pronunciation is good enough. Some tips if you want to take a good traveling picture. Traveling picture is like an extremely wide topic. So it can be portrait, it can be landscape, it can be anything that represents the country. For me, I call that more cultural picture. This is the way I used to call that kind of photography, because I try to show the human in the living area and what they do and how they behave, etc, etc. So this is mostly like a human in a context. This is what I like to talk about in my photography. So how to achieve this kind of photography, and specifically in a paddy field like this. I just want to walk around the area with you because it's really worth it to take some pictures. We missed the perfect, let's say, season for the rice because it's not green at all. They are actually planting new rice right now. I thought it was quite interesting to document this specific time in the Vietnamese life, because Vietnam is one of the biggest, if not the first biggest country that export rice. I would love to stay here for different seasons just to catch some different mood, but everything like with the clouds, all this touristic. Hello! Xin chào! Xin chào! I don't know if you can see her. She has a Pikachu hat. It's always like this. Vietnamese people are extremely nice. All dogs are always very nice in Vietnam. That's crazy, because when you go to Thailand, for example, or Laos even, they are always kind of aggressive. And in Vietnam, that's total opposite. Maybe I will be bitten here. I shouldn't do that maybe. But every dog that I've seen in Vietnam are always very nice. Isn't it? Are you very nice? It depends a lot about the country, obviously, because the people will be different. I would say that in Vietnam it's quite easy because they are always kind of nice and very friendly to you. You will always have some people that doesn't want you to take pictures. And in this case, I think the best is to go outside of the touristic spots, let's say. You can think that, yeah, people are used to photography, they will let you do it because you feel more comfortable, because there is a lot of tourists that does that. But at the end, it will not help you. Most of the time, when I went to touristic area, they are just annoyed with tourists taking pictures, and they don't know the work that you do, and they don't have to know, because you will not spend all your time explaining what you do instead of taking photography. Quick details about what I bring when I travel and when I take my pictures like this. I always have my backpack, the Low Pro AW something, it's here, BP 350 AW2. I always bring that for traveling. It's so far one of the best traveling backpack I've ever had. The problem is that 2 days ago I broke one of my lens, one of my most favorite lens, the 1430 f4 from Nikon, that I use for a lot of street photography, specifically in city for the wide angle, and also a lot for videos. Except this, I always have with me the 35mm 1.4 from Sigma that I'm using mostly at night when I want to take night photography. I think it's one of the best lenses for talking about one subject and the context, to have the environment plus the subject. With this, I have the 85mm. I'm using this for landscape when there is a very nice view very far away from me. I'm using this also for very close portrait and details. And also, I got this recently, a few months ago now, the Nikon FE2, which is in perfect condition. And I have with me the 50mm 1.8D. And more recently, I got the 24mm f2.8. You have much more detail in your frame, so it's a little bit more complicated to compose for a beginner, I would say. But so far, very good. So I just finished my film. For this trip, I got Portra 400 that I use at 800 and Fuji 400 that I never used, so I just wanted to try to see how it looks like. So I'm gonna have a lot of pictures. Nikon FE2 Nikon Z6, and with these two babies I can do mostly everything I want. So the best for me is very obvious. You have to behave properly and be kind with people. So I always try to take my time, turn around, say hi, try to remember some word from the language of the country. That will always help you and make people smile, just to break the boundaries and make the thing more friendly, getting interesting about what they do. Also, because if you want to document everything, you need to know a little bit what they are doing. If you want to take some detailed picture about the process, etc. And then you can take the picture and look by yourself after online to create a nice series of pictures. But always being nice, extremely polite, very slow. This is why taking this kind of picture take a lot of time, and I think for me the best advice that I can give you is to be able to stay in a place for a long time. This is the way you will be able to optimize your time and optimize the chance to get the perfect weather, the perfect people and the perfect place at the right time to get the perfect picture from your eyes. And obviously get better at photography. You have to know your tools perfectly to be able to have the good setting at the good time. But don't worry too much about the setting too. You can just set a lot of automatic setting with your camera, with the digital ones. For example, I'm always using the ISO automatic, so I let the ISO goes from like 200 to 1600 ISO or 2500 ISO. I don't really care. Nowadays, you can correct it very, very easily, but you have to keep in mind that you will lose some of the quality. So if you want like a very fine art photography, you might want to take some pictures like 50, 100, 200 ISO, not much more. But keep in mind, it's always better to have your picture instead of missing the moment.